Hi, hello everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 141. And in today's episode, we discuss some Orange Justicing. Blue's been playing Fortnite, unironically. What's that about? We talk about some League of Legends drama. I know, suddenly, but trust, all right? And chill.
We talk about that everything is small and doesn't matter because space is huge and ever growing.
Thanks to the James Webb Telescope, which has been really cool. Briefly
we know he listens.
About Lord of the Rings. Rob's got COVID. Skate has been announced, but it's going free to play. Q&A, all that other stuff. You know the drill. It is what it is. Enjoy this
coming
episode.
To you right now.
And may your ears and eyes experience the greatest thing ever.
All right, kings and queens, I am going to record these ads and watch CSGO.
I've got to get to work, but eat some first, I'm dying. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 141. It's a 69. Palindrome episode. You're never going to be right, Blue. I'm sorry.
The what episode?
Palindrome episode.
Oh, 141.
And granted, there's a lot, but
I was going to say, this is episode race car, also
palindrome. Zoom. There's other palindromes.
That's the only one I can think of.
There's like a sentence one. Yeah, I can't think of it. It's not really important. Welcome back to the greatest podcast, as dubbed by
of all time,
Joe Rogan himself.
Yeah, he came out. He's like,
we ignore his endorsement, but he did say it.
Although I think he did say something that he was going to cede his Spotify contract to us. In which case,
okay, give me that.
I mean,
I'll take it.
Okay, I guess. Stop it, Joe.
We're risk free. We don't say anything that completely goes against science. You know what I mean? So.
Well, yet.
Yeah,
this is episode race car, so I'm pretty sure that is against science.
We could have our bigot era where Mr. Fruit is just like,
wait.
No, I want to be the bigot.
Which reminds me, actually, that's so funny because we're thinking topics. I didn't think of this. That reminds me, the James Webb Space Telescope.
Oh,
how we not think of that? That reminded me about space.
Yeah, what's up with the Hubble?
Yeah, Hubble's out here like, gosh.
Yeah, was
I'm
that
still out here?
Was Hubble?
What about Hubble?
Was the Hubble telescope like those pictures that came out? Was that when we were in high school?
I think earlier than that.
Really? I thought it was like. Let me see. Hubble
start taking pictures. In 1990, the first image was taken.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I think it started in the 90s. But I mean, he's been out there working. He's trying. But the difference is with the James Webb Telescope, I don't remember the exact time frame, so forgive me. But I think it's something similar, like what would take the James Webb Telescope 1 hour to capture takes Hubble like 8 days or something.
God.
With less resolution, and because they're also trying to explain it, they use different, like Hubble is like ultraviolet and James is infrared or something. Not entirely sure.
One's in anyone's Audi. I respect that.
The pictures though coming out and stuff we're already learning, so sick. In fact, I was reading about. Let me see if I can try and find it.
It just makes. So for those that don't know, that it took like a picture of space, and not even like of space. It is like a small section of space, and it shows like so many. It was like, I think somebody said like, if you don't see like a peak on it, it's a galaxy or something like that. So it's really cool. It just makes me feel so small and insignificant, and just makes me feel so much more that we're just on a floating piece of rock, and whatever fucking happens, and no one gives a shit. Like in the true cosmos, it doesn't really matter what happens. Sag.
I'm trying to can't find it, so I'll try and remember. this is like a rough estimate, but for instance, like Hubble can basically look out like 85 million light years, so 85 million years in the past, whatever, essentially. Whereas the James Webb can go like 335, and the Big Bang's like 360. So we can technically almost see where it all began. As people pointed out, though, technically we don't see where it all began because I think it's like the first 175 million years or something, there was nothing because it was either too hot or too cold for hydrogen cells and all this stuff to start forming to actually make up what we know as like visible space and stuff. But kind of crazy. And the stuff that we're going to be able to learn from all this. And then part of that too is the readily available information, because just like that, like in 1 hour, we're able to capture something so crazy. But you see these crazy pictures, like the very first one they showed when they were doing the state of address, and they've shown a lot more since, is like, it's the fact that like that thing that we see with all the galaxies and stars, and you zoom it out, and it's the equivalent of holding up like a sand of grain 5 meters out, and it takes up like that much
Sand
of the sky.
grain.
A grain of sand.
Yeah, it's just like one grain of sand and holding it out like this, and
that's us.
That's like literally, it's impossible to completely fathom what that's like. Like that's why I'm sitting here like, dude, there's something out there. When
I was a kid, I'll never forget. For some reason, I remember this. We were learning about space, and go ahead.
I got the blue shirt and the Rob shaker.
Yo! And the Mr. Fruit plushie in the background. You stand
and me. Dream team's with me.
And these guns.
When I was in first grade, we were talking about space, because that's, I think, when you first kind of learn about space and stuff. And they were basically telling you that like space is all expanding, like it never, like there's no ending to space. And they were like, Robert, what's that like? Or like, if it's not like that, what would it be like? And I compared it to space would be a piece of cardboard if it ended and we were on a string, and at some point it ended. And I remember my teacher was like, what are you saying? But in my head,
thank you for sharing, Rob.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, if space wasn't ever expanding, it would just be a piece of cardboard and we'd be on a string and it would just end.
And Rob's over there like, I'm 7 and this is deep.
Yeah. And Miss Hendricks was like,
your teacher's just like, this poor guy's gonna struggle.
Adding notes like, we're worried your son.
Yeah.
I think your son's a head ass.
He needs to read more.
More books.
And then that's probably when I started taking reading classes.
But yeah, so it's super interesting seeing everything coming out. Crazy things like they've retaken a whole bunch of pictures too. That's part of it too, of the Hubble has taken, and you can compare like what we were able to see or not see in the, especially the big thing too is just pure resolution. But like for instance, like there's that pretty famous one that was retaken that's even better now with like the cosmic cliffs. Yeah. Where it looks like mesas almost in space. And then thinking about how crazy it is that like if we were in that, we wouldn't even know that's a thing, just because we're so far away that the particles and stuff like that, we just wouldn't even, when you're in it, you wouldn't even know. And that's just again, and you look at that crazy picture and you're like, dude, there's so much going on. And then it's like the opposite of enhance. So zoom out.
With the picture of the cosmic cliffs, what is it? You know, like what I just see a bunch of like lines, and it says like it's where stars are born. But like I don't get what that like means. Like
it's, I mean, as people kind of, it's essentially just a whole bunch of well, this might be,
that's not like in space, right? That's not like that floating looking thing. Like we would never see. Just
well, that's what I'm saying. Right? Like if you were there, you wouldn't see that. Roughly, they're explaining here, the nebula contains stars with a total mass equivalent to over 25,000 suns, while the mass of the gas and dust clouds, which I think is the radiant cliffs, is that of about 140,000 suns. So it's just a whole bunch of gas and mass that hasn't condensed into anything. It's just space, and it's crazy. Like it's weird seeing these photos and these are real. These are out there. This isn't like computer generated or fake or
So like
wild.
looking at these pictures, we're technically time travelers, right? Because these
Well,
are taken.
any I forget who did the quote, but yeah, it's like anytime you look at the stars, you're time traveling, and 9 times out of 10, you're actually just looking at dead things, because part of what we're looking at is just like that, like a star 300 million years ago, which at this point has probably exploded or supernova or merged
But that
and
light has
collapsed,
just
and
finally got to us.
Yeah.
Like,
So light travels, but
which
it
is
has been
why
traveling for that long.
it's like the James Webb can almost see the Big Bang, because if we could see, if I forget, like if Big Bang's 365 million years ago, and it's able to see 365 million light years away, then what we're seeing is the light hitting technically when the Big Bang started,
like
and obviously it wouldn't be
Jesus
like
eating a bowl of
that.
cereal. That's the big.
Yeah, and so obviously, like what we're seeing out there isn't what it looks like right now, but that's kind of the crazy thing, is we won't know what that looks like until 350 million years from now, and we'll know what it looked like now. It's weird to think about, and I don't know how people go about that, or if what the workaround is, or and I'm gonna go find us a black hole.
I mean, it just like
hopping around.
solidifies my position of we're on a floating rock and we are like a blip, not even a blip in the cosmos like timeline, and yeah, and we're the only human or species that pays to live on this rock.
Like suckers.
You guys
So yeah,
paid to be on this?
like I don't know how you can look at this and then see the size of things and hear about it and be like, yeah, we're the only living things out there. No shot.
I gotta say, I do like some of the pictures of the old Hubble better than some of the new ones. It makes it look more, I don't know. It's like more of like a SEPA kind of thing, This is like 2 HD,
Well, I like the 2 HD part because that's just like it makes it more real. I don't know. The Hubble has like that kind of fog and stuff to where like it's real. It's like it does make it real, but it's almost like, I don't know, you see like a photo from like the 1800s of like a person. You're like, this doesn't really feel weird or feel real. And it just looks weird, but it existed. And then somehow if you turn that into HD, you'd be like, oh my god.
When did we
That's how I
when
feel
did
about
we launch this telescope?
Good question. Couple.
69 years ago.
When did James Webb launch? Oh, 8 months ago.
Damn.
That's kind of crazy. And then think about it. If we were able to, technology's come that long, 30 years since Hubble, what's 30 years from now going to look like?
See, I always hear that, but like,
I mean, this is a great example of it.
yeah, like I've always thought about it though. It's like, oh, like you should have saw where technology was in the 90s compared to what it is now. And it's like, you kind of wonder what it's going to be like in 30 years. It's like, I feel like we've hit that peak of just like discovering stuff, and now it may plateau a little bit, and it may just kind of.
I think it's less than that. I think it's just more so we've like been in like we've made so many strides in technology. I feel like it's like a diminishing return type beat where we'll never stop pushing the boundaries of technology, but we made such like a massive technological leap over the past 100 years that like we can't just keep making those leaps
That's what I'm saying.
every single time, like, because
Got to slow down at one point.
it's like industrial revolution, right? Like you don't just have an industrial revolution like every generation, you know what I mean? Like it happens and then you build on it, and or like we figure it out like, oh shit, we could like use this shit for some crazy shit. And technology, like same shit. It's like, damn, we should like do cooler shit with like electricity. Like
Like, nah, dude, we got the steam engine, bruh. What you talking about?
Yeah, we're chilling. Gas is cool, bro.
I think that's a good point. Because like, I don't think we're gonna. At least, I mean, that's kind of the weird part too, though, is we don't know what the next big thing is because it's like part of it is it's usually some discovery or something someone didn't think of. But like, I think
That
we found
causes things
a lot of those. Yeah,
to
but like, are we gonna have another like internet invented kind of moment recently? I'm probably not. Because like people say technology is exponential, but like as we're finding, like a lot of that is in terms of like not as fancy and flashy things like as
yeah,
we
it's
see
like
with
it's not
phones.
flashy. It is exponential, but it's not like in the flashy sense. It's like it's not revolutionary.
It'll be
So like
like,
technology is exponential, but like we don't just get a new internet every couple of years. Like the internet is
Maybe the newest console will bring us to there.
well, that's consoles and computer games, video games. They're all a good example of this. Is like, um,
like they're like the 2008 PS3, Xbox, like that. Like games took a huge jump from the PS2 and the original Xbox.
but now it's getting more nuanced to where it's like,
Well, you know what I mean. The original Xbox was
right.
shut up, dude.
It's more
The
nuanced.
PS3 only $700. What?
Well, and that's like consoles, for instance, would come out, every 3 or 4 years and be big leaps. And we don't have that same thing anymore because um, part
We
of it is
went from
like,
polygons,
yeah,
like straight up
a couple.
Lara Croft pyramid titties to like, oh, those are actual titties. So like we made like the
Nice.
leap from pyramid tits to, oh, so we just crossed the uncanny valley bridge now. And now it's just like, okay, how close can we get to realism?
um, it's like I've seen a lot of stuff with Unreal Engine 5, which is kind of like lost on your average consumer. But if you look into it and hear some things and hear devs talking about it, for
It's
instance, like
incredible, yeah.
what like Unreal Engine 5 is doing is pretty groundbreaking, but it's not the same way that you can be like, hey, here's an E3 demo with actual gameplay, and you're like, whoa, that
Yeah.
looks so realistic, because like there's what we've kind of come to expect. But now it's where it's like the lighting engine is like purely dynamic and AI, blah blah blah, algorithmic, and we're like, what? But
It's
it's
like
like,
only if you're a dev you'd understand how
It's like
like
the
big that is.
details. It's like the detail, like in the big picture of things. Like, right, it matters a lot, but like we went from the small picture to the big picture, and now we're just like, okay, how do we fill in the big picture? And I mean, plus a lot of the stuff at that Unreal Engine stuff shows off is like, holy shit, like a genuine jump from what we have now. But it's not the type of stuff that consumers will see for like years and years and years.
and it's not nearly as marketable. Like
100%,
that's
yeah.
the big reason it always like that's just what you could do is be like, now look at how the fidelity in this. But like that's kind of a thing that is just kind of no longer really sells a game. Unless
Yeah.
it's truly like right now we're still at the point where like for instance like the Unreal Engine 5 demo they showed, was like this girl going through this cave and stuff. That's where it's like, holy cow, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But kind of like that too, will we be getting in that in a game anytime soon? Because part of that too though is like we're seeing with consoles, for instance, is not so much pushing for graphics right now, it's pushing for more frames, for instance. So like it'll still be a while before we have graphics like that with high frames. It's almost like a never-ending thing. Like we're finally getting to 60 frames. Well, now we've increased fidelity and we're back to 30. Now we're going to try and get it to where we're going to have that with 60 or 144, and then it just keeps. But it is progressing. It's just like smartphones, though. Like used to every year, you could come out with a new smartphone, like an iPhone, and it has like this new cool feature. You're like, whoa, or it's like half as big, and you're like, how'd that work? And now it's just like camera's a little sharper, you got some more memory, and Face ID is a little better or something. Not nearly as flashy. They're getting better. It's just not like the bang, bang, bang. Like, just is what it is. So I do think looking at the big picture though does help keep it in perspective, because it's like 30 years with technology. But then you think about 30 years ago, what did technology look like? You're like, that's a pretty big leap. And even if you look back 10 years, that's just it. It's a little more nuanced, but it's still, because like think about 10 years ago, that was just the start of smartphones. And look at what smartphones are today and stuff. So future is pretty crazy. And I'm just sad that I don't think I'll live to see humans really expand out and explore the cosmos. That'd be cool. So for those people in the future, if we survive until then, good for you guys. Enjoy whatever's out there. I'm jealous. If a black hole showed up outside of Earth right now, and like we need some brave people to jump in, I'll be honest, I might just, I'm diving in.
And just get immediately crushed by the pressure.
Maybe. I'm down. Well, because I was talking with one of my friends, and I was like, I hope when I'm old, or like when I die, it's in space, even if it's of old age. And then he's like, yeah, but like, what if that's because an asteroid knocked Earth and we all sit in orbit and we die out there? And I was like, monkey paw curls. But I don't know, man. I just think space is so cool. And
I just wish I was smart enough to like understand it.
Me too. I do it's so vast. But the more I look, it's weird. It's like the more I look at there, I get hopeful. But then the more I look here, I just get sadder. I think that's also why I like space, is we haven't touched it. we can't mess that up, so to speak. I don't know.
Well, it's not like every planet is. Maybe if like they were actually inhabitable, maybe we would have already been there. Like if there was just like, hey, there's 6 different Earths, like right there, then maybe you'd see that. Because I don't actually know how long it takes. Like, how long does it take to get to Mars? It takes a couple years, no?
8 years or something, I'm thinking.
And like Mars is far. Like, and then if we did that for like have we ever been to Venus? Or Mercury? No, Mercury's too close to the sun. I don't think we can send anything there.
No, it's not that one. Oh. 9 months. That's not as long as I thought.
That's it?
Yeah, I thought it was way longer.
Damn. Let's go to Mars.
I mean, that's still a significant amount of time, but
if we just had like 6 different Earths next to each other like that, all of them would be fucking fucked.
I mean, this says the trip to Mars takes anywhere between 128 to 333 days. I don't know. That's pretty crazy, though.
What happened to that star?
Space is crazy, man.
So I'm just looking at the Hubble, the Webb comparisons, and like sometimes there's like new stars that literally just pop up out of nowhere.
Speaking of new things that pop up out of nowhere, how you doing with COVID, Rom?
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna say, how are you feeling?
So like, I think so. Like, remember where I like said I took that test and it was negative? That was a lie.
Fiction.
Well, no, I mean I took the test and it was negative, but the test itself was a false negative. Cause I and like good thing, like just because I tested negative doesn't mean like I can just go anywhere now, because like I knew I'm still sick. So like I don't even want to like go out when I have like a cold. Like no one wants to have Sniffles McGee around them. So I was like, all right, well, I have a cold, so I'll just stay home with that. And then it wasn't until Sydney got back from her backpacking trip and she was like, and she was starting her new job. And she was basically saying like, yeah, like I have my new job and I'm just gonna tell him like it's a cold. And I was like, well, let's like she's working at like a hospital type of thing. So I was like, let's just like be sure and take like a COVID test. And I took a COVID test like for fun, just to be like, let's see if I like test negative again. I tested positive. The line on it was like a very dim line. It wasn't terrible. I mean, I think I had a sore throat for like 2 weeks and I think I've just sounded kind of stuffy. because that's what vaccines do for you. The vaccines taught my body what is coming and how to prepare for it. So, and Sydney's been fine. It's just been like thankfully just kind of very casual, like a very casual kind of cold. She has more so of like the haziness of it, like she forgets a lot of stuff, or like just feels like there's like this weird haze over her head whenever she's like thinking about anything.
The COVID haze is the worst part. Like it genuinely feels like you got hit by like a COD stun grenade IRL.
Yeah, that's what she basically kind of like said. It was just like I feel
No
like
joke.
a big explosion
Yeah,
just
yeah,
happened,
yeah.
and like you're just like boom, like
Yep.
um
I only had the COVID haze for a day, but that is the worst part. Is it genuinely feels like you're walking around, you just got hit by like some character stun in game, and you're just like trudging through like a swamp. Oh, it sucks.
But yeah, I finally got COVID after 2 years, about 2 years. But very mild symptoms, thankfully. So thank you, vaccine. My stepbrother, who's a weirdo, was basically like, get double boosted and you still caught it. And it's like, dude, you don't even understand it. Like, you don't even get it. But yeah, very mild symptoms, very chill. Don't want to get it again, that's for sure. But if I'm gonna get it, I'm glad I got it before Fruit Summit. Because that would suck. Not being able to go to Fruit Summit because of COVID. And I know Joey just recently got it too, dude. It's going around like hotcakes right now. But I'm trying to think of, I don't know what other topics that we had other than me getting gross COVID and infecting all of the world. But yeah, I'll be okay. We'll be okay.
I am affected by it too. It's like we're linked.
Have you been caught? Have you caught COVID?
If I have, I've been asymptomatic.
Okay.
I have a feeling that probably catch it from Fruit Summit, but there's
Really?
like
You kind of
there's
accepted it kind of thing?
there's just no like Joey currently has COVID for the second time. You have COVID, Blue got COVID. So like probably somebody is gonna have it by the time, probably. But I don't know, after getting triple boosted and vaxxed and at this point, like if we're still worried about it, well, for some will never happen. So
that's what I when I went to GCX, I was like, I'm full well aware, like I'm gonna catch COVID if I do. Like I'm catching COVID. And then like when I went to the wedding, that's what it was. That's where I got it from, 100%. I was like, I'm gonna go here and catch COVID. Like that is kind of just the idea. And if you go and like, I'm not gonna try and catch COVID, it's like, well, you're not gonna do anything then.
Yeah, I don't want to catch it, but I'm being realistic in the likelihood. I feel like the likelihood somebody just gets it from who knows where and brings it is probably pretty high, but sorry.
Dude, we're like 2 weeks away from Fruit Summit, like officially, right? What's everybody's flights?
I'm full anxiety mode, yeah. Claire has them all. I have to double check. But everybody comes in on the 1st. I think they're all pretty. We tried to most of them line up to where you all land afternoon.
Okay.
So the only caveat though is Bryce, because of the airport he's flying out of. The
Atlanta?
only well, I won't dox him. It's not that one though. That's why.
Oh.
It's a more obscure airport, and for whatever reason, the only flights, it's like either you arrive at like 4 a.m. or you arrive at midnight.
That sucks.
Yeah. So
which one did we pick? The midnight one or the 4 a.m.?
I think he chose the like 4 a.m. one or something.
I like that. Good thinking, Bryce. That's a good flyer right there.
Well,
I'll pick him up.
It was just tough for him because he's losing 2 hours. So his
And
flight's
losing 2
technically at like 1 in the morning his time or something. But yeah, that's always my play if I can do it, because otherwise the other one is like he's leaving at like 10 or 11 p.m. and arriving at, I don't know. Either way, he
I
just
like
didn't have
11.
one that lined up anywhere. But
Word.
and then we're still waiting. Shark's coming just a couple days in, and then Bless is currently up in the air.
Sag.
Yeah, because between his wife and this radio job he's taken, he's not sure what's happening. So hopefully he shows up though. Wouldn't be the same without our sheesh dude.
For real. Well, I feel like this is going to be the Fruit Summit of minions. That, from what I've been capturing in the DMs,
Good.
this seems like the
Save me.
Minions Fruit Summit.
Save me.
Minions X Fruit Summit. We're the minion dildos.
I was about to say, let's see if we can get a sponsor and then use them. So that's not happening. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good to see. It's just been so crazy. Like that's like the last time we pretty much saw everyone. Like,
Well, yeah, I was talking to Jado at
3 years
GCX,
ago, essentially.
and I was like, he's like, when's the last time we saw each other? And I was like, PAX South, 2020.
It's not right.
We're gonna make some
God, that was so long
content.
ago.
I know.
I
So,
hate it here.
That's the tough part too. Is why like I have to figure out what we can do, because like realistically, there's so much stuff we want to do, especially because it's been so long. But also, one,
Like,
we
realistically,
got to juggle too, like just hanging, with also.
I don't want
trying
people to
get
feel
all
like
the
they're
stuff
coming
done.
to like a work conference type of thing, you know, like.
Well, I mean, all the content is fun, but it's just
Yeah.
there's still a lot to it, and you just want time to like hang with the boys and chill. So we're figuring out. It's gonna be rad either way though.
Yeah.
And
We
can all
should
work out
have,
in my garage now. Pog.
we may have we'll have some merch coming incorporated with Fruit Summit. I think it came out really good. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to have a hoodie form of it, but we will be having a t-shirt form, which will be sick.
Then there should be some shirts that we should be able to wear at Summit. And I haven't gotten confirmation either way, but Advanced might be hooking us up with a couple cases of the brand new Advanced cans ahead of time, as like
I want
to chill while we're out there, and they won't be out yet, so we get early access. We don't know yet. They're trying to see if it lines up, but
yeah, we're gonna rip that shit across so quick.
because Farcog FaceTimed me to show me they like printed out and had like a Mr. Fruit Trail I made can. Oh, it's sick looking.
Yo, when's the Rob and Blue flavors Advanced?
I've just been waiting. Like literally, as soon as I was like with Advanced, I was like, "Yo, when are we getting cans?" I've been on this petition for ever, and that's finally happening.
I'm on a flavor. I've had my flavor. The Dream Team, you know, I'm on there.
That doesn't
I don't
count.
need anything more.
No. Advanced, I want Blue Coconut. You guys already did Blueberry Pomegranate, but Blue Coconut's still on the menu. If you guys do Blue Coconut, I'm just telling you.
Should I get the light Mr. Fruit Space Bar or the dark one, Mr. Fruit?
I went with dark because I have a black keyboard.
Okay.
I feel like if you have a lighter keyboard, go white. If you have a dark, go dark.
This is what my keyboard looks like.
I would probably go white. See, this
white.
is what it looks like with black.
Okay. I'll go white then. Because I was making sure, because I believe this ends this weekend.
By the time you're listening to this, you might have like a couple hours. If you're listening to this on Sunday, the 17th or whatever. So get your merch. Otherwise, it's gone.
Yeah, I'm copping right now at the moment.
Ironically enough, I need to remind myself to cop myself some too. I always do that. Yeah. So other things we got going on here. Oh, somebody has been orange justicing behind our backs.
Wait, what? Oh fuck! No,
Yo.
I'm scared.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Wait,
Normal
what?
Fortnite or like the no build mode?
No build. I'm not building against the fucking crack.
Wait, you've been
See,
playing a lot of Fortnite, like no cap?
No joke. I've actually been really enjoying Fortnite.
What?
The no build's actually really fun. I don't know. I was like,
It was fun when we played it.
I've been playing FF
I haven't
so
played
much.
it yet.
I've literally spent the past 2 months for me have been like wake up, eat,
Fortnite.
take pup out, prog the new ultimate for Final Fantasy.
I know how you
Dragon
do
Times
it.
Priest Ultimate, which I did clear.
We did Pog. I just
did
don't know how you.
Clear.
I did that for a month of New World, and I'm still recovering.
Well, I didn't like. I still had a normal life.
Oh,
like,
okay. I
while
thought
was
you meant like
progging.
you were eating, breathing.
No, I didn't. But like my free time essentially went to, progging this new ultimate, which is absurdly difficult. This is easily the hardest fight I've ever done in a video game, not even close.
Sounds sick. Well, and that's
So,
just it. Like you finally beat it too, and that must have been such a like.
I literally
sense
started
of-
crying. I'm not joking. We cleared, and like I just like face down, head in hands. I didn't even watch the cutscene after, and I just like started crying. And I'm like, why am I crying? This is so fucking stupid.
You worked hard.
But I was really happy. We put in so much work to clear it. But with that being said, I now have so much time, and I was getting into playing Fortnite before, because I was like, I'm gonna need to play something to like cool down after I prog, because like my whole life, all my free time has been FF raiding, and now it's like, okay, what do I play now to just have fun? I was like, dude, I want to play some Fortnite. So Fortnite's kind of wicked. I actually really like no builds. I was so scared because I thought it was going to be kind of boring without the building. Because I remember playing Fortnite and I was like, yeah, the building's actually like part of the allure. But like as I started playing no build, I was like, nah, this game fucks.
Yeah.
It's so much. When you play the game coming from original Fortnite, you're like, there's just an absurd amount of unnecessary budget that has gone into Fortnite. You can feel it. It is just so absurdly. There's copywritten music everywhere. There's copywritten dances everywhere. There's characters that have no reason to be in Fortnite that are there. I literally lost a battle royale match, and Doctor Strange and fucking Ariana Grande started naying on me.
Well, and
I'm like,
apparently the next ones I might have to join you because I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Z is coming. So
get back. I'm in the Fortnite squad.
I can't.
But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Fortnite. It's actually pretty fun. I never thought I'd be the guy who unironically played Fortnite, because so long I've been.
Am I re-downloading it?
Am I finna
Bro.
act up?
No build Fortnite. It's the wave. I'm just putting it out there.
Best thing is I'm not sitting here like judging like how could you. I mean, that's just it. Fortnite's always been a good game. It's just especially
Hey, I
like
had
the
a
build
great time
mode
with
just
Fortnite.
isn't my game. But the
but the no build is genuinely so fun.
we
Like
played it a little bit, yeah.
It was really fun. Yeah,
I like building. Like I think you said it. Like you liked building, but that was when building was ramp, wall.
That was
like
before people were like, "How far can I push building?" And then building is now like, you could probably build an Eiffel Tower to defend your fortress of. Well, now it's like build fights. Like I'm watching like, because I joined a regular game and I was like, I want to see this. I'm gonna die, but I want to see this. It's literally like the last circle is literally just people building like like the Empire State Building, trying to get their shotgun shot, like the one shotgun shot in they need.
Here's what I'm thinking.
While they're building like the 80th like reprise of the Mona Lisa, and I'm just like, bruh.
They should just add a feature where it is a build battle. You build, and then a judge comes, and whoever's a better build, the other person dies. That's like, why haven't they done that yet? Take the guns out. You know what I'm saying? They hardly use them. I don't know. Tim, Todd, whoever, for Epic, talk to me, dude. We can make something work. But that's part of it. Is like, I don't like the building, and the building's ridiculous. But it is a skill check, and it's a skill curve. And if that's your thing, that's cool. And that's what makes that part of Fortnite. But it's just not my thing.
Well, I mean, I'll say it. Like, everybody memes on Fortnite for the building and stuff, but that is one of the most impressive things, I think, in terms of like competitive games, is the amount of macros and all that kind of stuff that they do. I mean, I think you see it now. I think a lot of the kids, I would say, or teenagers or 18-year-olds that started with Fortnite are now moving to different games like League or Call of Duty or Halo or CSGO. Games that have a little bit more of still a stable scene, but they just go over there and take over. Like, who's that guy, Mr. Fruit? Who's Evil Genius's player who used to be a Fortnite pro? He's the one that talks all that shit.
Or something? Was it Gamsu?
I think so, but I just know he used to be a Fortnite pro. Back in the day.
Overwatch, yeah.
No, not Gamsu.
League.
I'm thinking of the no. I think there's another guy who's a Evil Genius's mid laner, I think. And he used to be a Fortnite pro. And I was like, he was like about to play the budget Bjergsen today, and you're like,
yeah. I just don't understand how they're able to transfer skills from such different games.
What are they protecting you from at the moment?
My wife.
Oh.
She just got up and out of that room, so now they're freaking out. I'm okay. Thank you. What are we talking about?
Let's cue some Fortnite, though. I'm actually down.
Dude, Fortnite's wicked.
What skin have you been using?
All right, so a while I was using this cool like cosmic skin, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. So then I swapped to the
Samsung Galaxy skin.
No, not quite. It was the same vein though, and then I swapped to the streetwear Techno Banana.
A classic.
And I was like, that fucks. But now I'm a blue Ayla Mao.
Oh, I have that. It's the alien, the one that I think I wore in the Among Us.
Yeah, the blue Ayla Mao, and you could like customize the style, and with a shirtless blue Ayla Mao with the headset and glasses.
Lord.
And the board shorts. That's my skin right now. I really want the what's it called? It's called it's from season 2, but at that point I was already checked out of Fortnite. It's the Ripley's, the Slurp Man.
Oh, I have him. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. That's what I used to use until Chief and Kratos joined the game, and now I'm just Chief or Kratos.
I want the Slurp Man. I want him, but yeah, I'm still waiting on that. So
Fortnite's crazy.
I need to re-download it, especially if I'm going to be playing with Mr. Westlo.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned that people are moving to more stable games. You mentioned League of Legends, because right now, quite a lot of drama in the League of Legends community.
Oh.
Yeah, because Double Lift, an ex-pro, was...
Wait, he's not a current pro?
No, he retired like a year or two ago to stream and stuff and make more money. And not have to worry about competing and all that kind of stuff. Was talking about like a decline, and the LCS, which is the League Championship Series for North America, is like dying or whatever. Forget the exact connotation, but it spurred a lot of talk, because then he ended up getting like suspended from co-streaming the league games for a little while, because technically it was like a breach of contract, whatever. But people pointed out that like, yeah, year over year since blah blah blah, like viewership has been going down. And then people are like, it's not the LCS that's dying, it's League of Legends in North America that's dying. And everyone keeps, League's not dying, League is dying, here's proof League's not dying, here's proof. And it's just spurred a whole lot of conversations, because a lot of it, interestingly enough, like this person talked about it, who used to play, like back when I played, like 2011, 2012, doesn't play as much now. Talks about how like with their kids now, for instance, they're like 14ish and they're kind of gamers, but they'll mention like League of Legends, and then all the kids like that boomer game. And apparently,
Oh,
like that's kind of how a lot of like younger gamers see it, is that it's the boomer game with the toxic community. Like that's what League's kind
but
of
like
known
I don't
for.
even know what like 14 and 15-year-olds are playing. Maybe just Call of Duty. Like I truly,
Warzone, Fortnite,
my
Apex,
finger on the Zoomer Gamerscape is
Valorant. Yeah.
Valorant. I forgot about Val.
But so it's just kind of been that weird thing because like it had a huge peak, high, and technically it had a high for a really long time. But as people are pointing out, like it's declining, but it's a healthy decline. Like the point is, no game can ever keep such a high. It's unsustainable. And so while it is on the decline, like League's not dying, but also at the same time, it does have an issue where it's not really marketed at all. And it's hard for new players and younger people to get into it
I was
because,
gonna say, when's the last time you saw a League commercial like on TV?
well, part of it
Like-
was they didn't need to. And I guess if they're still not, I guess they don't care, or they're still just printing money and like that's it. I mean, Riot did the smart thing. At League's high, they diversified. And now they have Valo. They have Teamfight
TFT.
Tactics. They have Legends of Runeterra. They're going to have the fighting game. And then I feel like this is all, their mentality is all like keep the momentum until MMO, and then that's the golden goose. If they cannot screw up the MMO. Because I feel like that will be huge, especially because they even talked about like her kids, for instance, love Arcane. They love the characters. They love the universe. But they won't play League. And I feel like if the MMO, for instance, can capitalize on that and get new people in who are still interested in, like, at that point, you know, like Arcane and that kind of stuff, but don't want to jump in the League, maybe that will be their launching off point.
It sounds like League NA has the same problem that CSGO NA has. It's just like we're just not as good as everybody. So that doesn't necessarily mean like the game is dying. But I'm talking about in the terms of like competitiveness, like the LCS and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
the NA scene just is not there compared to what it is like in EU. And then with League of Legends, you not only do you have EU to compare, you also have like the Asian like kind of market as well that just runs that game. So
well, and that's the whole point. Is like League's not. This is specifically in regards to like NA, because
Yeah.
League is still doing fine, if not still growing in China and Korea, and even some of Europe. Because that's been the thing. Is I think even essentially really since aside from the first couple of years, NA has been like the smallest player base for League. And I think that that's problem's just going to continue, but it doesn't mean League's dying. It's just reaching a more sustainable level of players, and I think it'll be around for a long time. I think it's past its peak, but because like how else? I mean, it was an insane peak, that lasted for a really long time, but. Yeah, some people aren't able to discern North America from the rest of the world because League, they're going to be okay.
When's Worlds for League?
Like October, November.
Where is it?
I'm going to try and go. The finals, I believe, are in San Francisco.
Oh, what?
Semifinals are like Atlanta. But I'd rather go to the finals. It's a little unfortunate because, oh no, I guess. No, last time it was the same.
Are they having it at Levi Stadium?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. Because they recently came out. Because when I went to League the World's last time was the last time I was in North America, which was like 2017 or 2016. New York was semis and LA were finals. So in a perfect world, I'd like to try and go to semis and finals again. Because there won't be another NA Worlds for.
So play-ins in Mexico. Group and quarters is in New York.
Semis were supposed to be in like Toronto, I think, but there's some issue with Canada.
Semis are in the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. and then the finals at the Chase Center in see, that's crazy. I wonder if they could sell out a stadium, but they could easily sell out an NBA arena easily. But like when you see like Korea, they literally have it in a soccer stadium and it's like 60,000 people.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder if they could do that here.
And
Maybe.
that's why North American Worlds hasn't been here for a while. Because like part of it is why put it in the least convenient time zone for a majority of players and the least amount of people who are going to go, when we can put it in China or Korea, prime time hours for when they're live, most amount of players, we can fill everything, even Europe. That's why, like, again, I'm going here because, like, for all I know, this will be the last time World Championships end here.
Yeah, that's like one of my bucket lists is I want to go to the League World Finals. I want to go to TI. Even though if I was at TI, I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. And then some sort of CSGO major. I don't think CSGO will ever have an NA major again because we're NA, Omega Low. Yeah, like, yeah, we're not. And then like you said, like for CSGO especially, it's all about online viewership. And if you put it in the West Coast, you're literally Xing like half of Europe. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna have to watch it at like 11 p.m. midnight to like watch it live. And most like right now, IEM Cologne is going on in Germany. Like I'm literally watching it right now. I think the first game was at 7 a.m. this morning. So it's just like, we'll just make the NAs like have the worst time zone. Like whatever.
I mean, that's why with most worlds recently, I have to catch up later because it's like games will go from like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. But they don't care about this side of the audience. We're the smallest viewer base anyway.
Did you catch up on the ALGS? Like, did you finish it or no?
I finished losers bracket day, so I'm going into the
like grand finals or whatever they call it.
Which it was pretty funny, almost watching TSM choke on my goal.
Yeah. Well, did you see the? You must have saw it where like someone disconnects and the guy on TSM is like, "Yo, don't kill him, don't kill him." Cool.
Yeah, I respect him.
We like that.
Even in the most competitive setting, he's like, I get it.
I'd be licking my chops.
See, but I respect that. He's like, no, that's not like he wants to win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how competitive he is. He's like, I'm competitive, but also like with integrity.
I have no shame. Yeah, I have no shame or integrity
sucks,
when
dude.
it comes to my competitive. 100%. Like I would be getting roasted on the Apex forums 100%.
But hey, and it'd be even funny if you did that though, and like you still didn't qualify.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
Like all that.
Well, and then I'd be the heel of the Apex like world.
You'd be the next C9.
Messed up, bro.
Anything else we want to talk about aside from Q&A? There was the new Lord of the Rings of Power trailer, if either of you saw that.
I did. Cindy and I watched it. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be hard for me to go like, this isn't Peter Jackson's version. So I may be that one person. But it looks cool. Like, I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but Sydney is. So I have to watch it. Like, if it was just me, I probably wouldn't be watching it or would watch it.
This trailer was pog. And I even went on to the Lord of the Rings subreddit because I was like, oh boy. I wonder though, like, how divisive this is. And honestly, almost everybody was like, this one was actually good. Like, why wasn't this the initial marketing instead of all these like Super Bowl teasers and weird things? Like, this makes us cautiously optimistic. And I would say watching it too, like, it really felt like it was blurring the lines between movie and TV. Like, you could have told me that this was a Lord of the Rings movie, and I would have been like, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it is.
There were some shots and stuff where I'm like, sheesh, this is crazy.
Did you see the House of Dragon stills? Like they released some new stills from the show. It looks awesome. I'm really interested to see where the House. I'm weird. I probably am more excited for the House of Dragons than I am for.
I mean, that's not weird if you're not big into Lord of the Rings.
Only specifically because like I feel like if the House of Dragon goes well, then we may see the Jon Snow prequel actually come to fruition. But
Prequel?
or yeah,
Pre-
sequel. That's right, sequel.
Yeah, sequel. The prequel is him just,
Yeah,
you know, his
being
parents
Jon
making him,
Snow.
yeah, and then being born, and he's a little babby. That's the.
I mean, we
prequel.
did see the prequel.
That's
It
true.
was
yeah.
interesting.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
From cringing at the pump to getting an eye-popping check at your favorite restaurant, inflation is hitting us where it hurts, and it really hurts. That's why I started using Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With every purchase, I'm earning cash back thanks to Upside. At the moment, I'm currently trying to save for a Taco Bell gift card with my cashback that I'm earning on my gas purchases. To get started, download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play Store. Use our code GG and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Next, claim any offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Check in at any business, pay per usual with a card, debit card, and get paid. In comparison to credit and card reward or loyalty programs, you can earn up to 3 times more with Upside. You can cash out at any time using your bank, PayPal, or an e-gift card from Amazon or other brands. Upside users are claiming more than $1 million every week. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Download the free Upside app and use promo code GG to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using our promo code GG.
The new Skate game was announced, and also announced it's going free to play.
Yeah, great. I can't wait for a predatory shop that I have to buy $1,200 Etny shoes for my skater to wear.
I kind of saw it coming because everybody wants to do what Fortnite is doing. But the reason Fortnite's shop works is because you just have so much branded shit in there you get to play with. And I can see the same thing for like the clothing and the sports and shit for Skate, but I don't know. So much of Skate was like when you unlock that stuff, it was like, yo, like I had to do something pretty cool to do it. But now it's just like the 100% Skate's gonna have that rotating cash shop just like Fortnite.
Yeah.
And like for some games, I'm totally fine. I love seeing a rotating shop. Wicked, microtransactions. Hey, that works. So I can't be mad at it. But like with Skate though,
Well, and people are joking, it's EA, so there'll be some tricks locked behind microtransactions.
Yes.
Like you can cry stare, but it's DLC.
My worry is because of the way the microtransaction works, is how they're going to have the core design structure be of the gameplay loop. Because like the gameplay loop for me was so like just like this big ass world you could just go skate in, and the story, while pretty nondescript, was still like rising up in the ranks as a skater, pretty sick. And then I don't know, feel like I don't know.
I'd be interested to know like if a skating video game is actually something that people want. I know people go like, "Oh, I want Skate so badly," and then when Skate comes, are they actually like really gonna play it like how they did Skate 1 and Skate 2 when they were teenagers?
Yeah.
I think it's just interesting though. Like the farther and farther we get this day in gaming, that now free to play is like bad news for a lot of people. Where back in the day, like, oh, free to play, that's interesting. Or like, oh, that could be cool. And now free to play is just met with immediate like skepticism and like
well, especially for a game like Skate, where it's like historically, right? I'm so used to Skate being the full price game. You jump in, you can do some bunch of cool shit, and like it was a fully fleshed out AAA title. But now when I hear free to play for Skate, I don't see, like, I see that with like Apex. Like Apex, I was like, oh, free to play, yeah, it's a BR. The gameplay loop is really simple, but like, it's PvP, you do all this cool shit. Like,
it feels like a
obviously,
complete game regardless
it's a
of what you
complete
spend money.
game because the loop itself is simple. Whereas Skate was always like this thing you could just like really get lost in, and like how are they gonna?
My stepbrother took skate seriously. He was like in clans and stuff, and they made like skate montages and stuff. It was pretty sweet.
I mean, hey, I
It'd
wouldn't
be
be
sweet to
surprised
see
if
that
people
come
do
back.
that too. But yeah, seeing it with microtransactions, uh, seeing the focus be like online, the shift is probably going to swap to online. Whereas like for me, it's like I always envisioned Skate as like a single player game that happened to have online functionality. Versus now, it's probably going to be a very online focused game because it's EA. So I don't know. I'm worried, but it is
Yeah,
what it is.
if I was a teenager, I'd be hyped for free to play games, but because like gaming how it is now with us, I always feel like, oh, free to play, man, like fuck.
Look,
Rather than I'm
It's like
can,
sure,
if the new Pokemon game was free to play, right? Like the new mainline Pokemon game was free to play. I'd be like,
doubt. Like, what? What's the catch here? I feel like that's the is free to play can be a great thing or it can be a really bad thing,
100%.
and you literally can't know until the game releases. So that's I definitely think being met with skepticism makes sense. And it's to the point now where like it's just full roundabout. Like a game comes out and it's like, hey, it's just a box price, you get the full game. And that's kind of like, oh, ironic. Now the point where it's like, oh, that's refreshing. That's good news. I'll just get the game. It's just a weird roundabout, and we'll see what happens. But like for instance, like I think a battle royale, for instance, like that's a game and a genre that if you're not free to play, you're
you're
actively griefing
probably
yourself.
unless you're Warzone, right? Which was that's because Modern Warfare 2 was so massively successful, and then the Warzone also happened to be really successful. But to the point, Warzone also eventually
Went free to play.
were free to play. So
Like there are genres and stuff, but like that's kind of what you're talking about. Like this isn't what you would think is a traditional looking free to play game.
yep.
So what core design choices are changing because of the free to play aspect? Hopefully none, but realistically, something's probably different. Because like in a perfect world, the idea is you have a complete game that's free to play, and the game is going to come with whatever it would have if it were fully priced. It's just non-game affecting things can then be purchased through microtransactions that make the game money, but then everyone can enjoy it. But in reality, that's never how it usually goes.
All right, continue with this thought. I have to step away for 1 minute because Boomy's barking at something, and he's mad.
That's all I gotta say about that, though. So if you want, we can go to
copy that. Astute Warlock says, what is the best zombie video game that you guys have played, and what is the best zombie slow / movie you guys have seen? For me, my favorite zombie show is Black Summer on Netflix, and best storytelling out of all the ones I've watched so far. Do you remember that time in high school where I felt like there's a time in high school and maybe a little bit in college where I felt like everybody was trying these zombie games or something? Like I felt like every time there was some sort of zombie game coming out from like 2010 to like 2015. Like every year there was some new zombie game. But the best one that did it for me, I mean, can you call it a zombie game? Last of Us, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Last of Us is definitely my favorite zombie game then. Or Left 4 Dead, which is the normie answer, I feel like. And show.
I think I know. I guess I don't really never played many zombie like games. Like never beaten Last of Us. I kind of played Left 4 Dead, but those never really got me. Same with that recent one that came out that was in the same vein.
The first Dying Light was fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time with
Yeah,
that.
Dying Light. Honestly, yeah, I'll try and think, but it might be Dying Light 1. I really enjoyed that one.
Trying to think of a television show. I guess Walking Dead, like for the first like
Couple
4
seasons.
seasons. Yeah.
More recently though, I guess, All of Us Are Dead, I believe, on Netflix is what it's called. I enjoyed that one.
I know there's these zombie games that are getting really popular that it's like, I forget what they're called, but it's almost like a simulator type of thing where you control one guy from above and then you see like your base and then the zombies can come in. I think it's like A Million Ways to Die or something like that, or some sort of like zombie project game. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really crazy on zombie games though. Halo 2 Zombies was sick though. Halo 3 Zombies.
True. Undefeated.
The counselor says, which is worse, having to poop so bad that it makes you need to pee, or having to pee so bad it makes you need to poop?
I feel like I've only ever had you got to poop, and then that means you usually have to pee, not pee, and then you have to poop.
I agree.
So
my body doesn't work that way.
And I also don't think they're terrible things.
What'd I miss?
Oh, perfect. So first, Blue, what's your favorite zombie video game?
I don't think I've ever really had, besides Left 4 Dead. I did like World War Z for a little bit. Really fun. The only problem is like the game went like a month without being able to directly play with your friends. So I just never went back to it. Otherwise, I think even Left 4 Dead, like I'm not like the biggest fan of. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's
I've
your
never really
favorite
been big
zombie
on zombie
show
games. Zombie
Or movie, I
show
think.
or movie? Yeah.
Day After Tomorrow, definitely zombie movie.
Wait, The Day
But
After Tomorrow, is that the weather
no,
movie?
oh my god, no, not Day After Tomorrow. I can't believe.
I thought you were talking about like the days, 28
28
days, or
Days
whatever.
Later or whatever it's
28
called.
days later. 28 days later.
I just assumed that.
That's like the snowy one, right? I thought that was like vampires. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never seen it.
No, 28 days later is like, yeah, no, it's definitely zombie. I mean, it's a virus, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They're
Oh,
zombies. They're
the guy
zombies.
from Peaky
They're
Blinders
first-person
is in that
zombies.
movie.
But yeah,
Peaky
movie wise, TV
Blinders.
show wise, there's not really a lot of good. I mean, it's pretty much The Walking Dead.
For the first like 4 seasons until Negan, and then it kind of
Honestly, I
patters
would say
out.
the first season of The Walking Dead is probably peak zombie TV.
It's really good.
And then everything after that was like there's some hype zombie moments, but like the zombie apocalypse quickly became a non-issue.
Yeah. It was just something that
'Cause-
like we just need to work around these things.
yeah,
And then the counselor had which is worse, having to poop so bad that it makes you need to pee, or needing or having to pee so bad you have to poop.
what?
Yeah.
Having to pee so bad.
He's a
So
legend,
you're
so we answer it.
so you're talking. I know. I think I understand what you're trying to say. Is like when you like you got just it's coming out both ends, but like which end is does it want to come out of more, and you have to like sacrifice.
I think it's worse when you need to pee, but then find out you have to poop. Because if you're pooping and then you have to pee, you're already prepared. But if you're peeing, then you're like, oh shoot, I gotta poop.
The Last of Us.
You're not as prepared.
That's my favorite zombie game. I can't believe easily the best zombie game of all time. Not even close. And then the worst zombie game of all time, The Last of Us 2. Okay, I'm sorry. But yes,
I did say Last of Us was my favorite zombie game, so
yeah.
was kind of a cop out answer.
I would say I think pooping so bad that you end up peeing is definitely the worst. Because like if you have to poop really bad, the same like I can't release because like I know I'm gonna have I know if I poop, I'm probably gonna leave like little squirts out. And I don't want that.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. I don't want to. It's awkward and awful. So,
I agree.
but like, I can't pee before I poop because, like, if I release my bladder, I'm also releasing my butthole, which is the gates of hell to my poop. So that's definitely worse.
Lackey says, I'm just setting up my first ever computer. What are some small tips you wish you knew when you were new to PC gaming that could help? Changing your hertz. So like if you buy like a 144 hertz monitor, okay, make sure you go into like your NVIDIA control panel or whatever control panel it is you have, and enable your monitor to go to 144 hertz instead of keeping at its default, which is like 60. Because I remember I bought my 240 hertz monitor, and I think for the first 2 weeks, it was only on default like 60 hertz. Like it wasn't
I don't
until
see
like
a difference.
yeah, like it was. Well, no, I remember getting it. I was like, holy shit! Like look at this, and I wasn't even like using the whole like hertz before. So I would say definitely that.
Um, in that same vein, if you get a GeForce monitor, if you're ever having a problem, disable GeForce experience. In my experience, 9 times out of 10, if something's going wrong, it's because GeForce experience. So I always have that disabled. But as far as like, if you're like building your PC or whatever, first off, it's not as daunting as you think. It's like 7 parts, really.
It's way easier nowadays.
Pretty easy
than
puzzle.
It is.
Yeah.
Just make sure the case fits everything. Like make sure you leave yourself too much space with the case, I would say.
I agree with that completely.
And
I hate my case now too. It's such a heavy fucking lug, and
we have the same one, Blue. It's like the big
we have the
glass
same
one.
I hate it.
Yeah, I used to
When
love
I
it.
got it, I was like, "This is the sickest build ever." And like now, when I want to clean it,
Yeah.
if I want to do anything with it, if I want to unplug something from the back of it,
Yeah, dude, I need to clean mine more often, dude. There is so much dust in this fucking thing.
and then cleaning this thing fucking sucks cock because I have to unscrew it to effectively get all the next time. No, simple ass case, dude. This whole complex cool ass case shit, it's cool at first, but no,
yeah,
I'm
longevity wise, not a fan.
longevity wise, absolutely not. Get the case, make the case as simple as possible. Make it easy to access, make it easy to clean, make it easy to carry. Just trust me. It will be the don't get a fancy over the top case with like crazy ass like cool. No. I hate this PC. I love it, but I hate it.
Next question is from Zoes. It says, hey, question for everybody. How did you guys meet your significant other? And did you do anything weird or spontaneous to get their attention to try and like you? Sydney and I technically met at a Star Wars premiere. That's when it was like more so like, hey, I'm Sydney. Hey, I'm Robert. But we really didn't like talk to each other till a spring break trip to California with like mutual like friend groups.
Yeah.
And like no, I was super sick on the trip, so I was like not doing anything to try and like make a connection or anything. She was the one that actually like pursued it.
Yeah. I don't know. We've been in the same friend group for a while, but like never thought of it like that. And then I don't know. One day we just like,
I like you.
no,
I like you
no,
too.
not at all. It was more like I was like, I really want to play Takes Two. I don't have anyone to play with, and they were like, I want to play It Takes Two so bad. So we ended up playing It Takes Two, and then
Like, wait a second.
we were like, yo, playing video games is really fun together. We should do that more often. Start playing video games more often together. 4 months down the line, yo, we should date. Video games are tight.
bringing people together.
Mr. Fruit.
It's college.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's it.
I've just told this story so many times.
Want to hear it again? It's romantic.
It's not that romantic. First time I met her, somebody from this honors dorm, and at the honors dorm, floors were like, or like buildings were gender separated, so it was this all girls floor. He's like, hey, I'm heading up this flag football team for my floor. and we want a coach. You want to coach us? And it was like me and my friend. I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, whatever. And they thought I was there to like meet girls, but I was like, screw it. Like I went out, I bought a whistle, some cones. I'm like, we're gonna whip some of these ladies into shape, get them football ready. Same with my friend.
Were you making Destiny videos at this point?
No, that
No.
wasn't for another year.
Okay.
Destiny wasn't even out yet.
Okay.
This was fall 2013. And yeah, but apparently what she told the entire team was that I was there to find a girl. So we had different expectations.
Oh.
But she was on the team. And I recognized her because I had everyone run. We needed to find the fastest person. That'll be our running back. She was the fastest. And so you're like, oh, so you guys started dating? No, I actually started dating the quarterback. Who was her friend. And then that didn't go well, and I broke up with her. But because of that, I started talking to her, and ironically, we became friends because I broke up with her friend. And then we were friends for over a year, and then that next summer we started dating, and here we are.
Nice. Farnelli says, have you heard of the 8-bit Big Band on YouTube? They take soundtracks from games like Mario, Sonic, and Metal Gear Solid and write them into different genres of music.
I've not heard of that.
I have 8-bit music in general, not really my biggest. Doesn't hit the spot for me, unfortunately. So
Unless it's a classic video game, then it just doesn't hit the same.
Blemish says, would you guys take on Wilderness Survival class and then challenge each other for Fruit Summit 3 or just for content?
I would lose, so
I would willingly give up as soon as it started.
Yeah.
I don't want to endure this.
Seems, like I feel like I would probably win, but like I would hate every second of it.
Yeah.
I would have the
terrible
worst
time.
So I'm just, I'd be like, immediately I'd be like, you know what? This isn't a question I need answered. I'm just gonna dip out.
Yeah, I'll just admit defeat. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, I think I could do this, but you know what? I'll leave it up to them. They can figure that shit out, and I'm good.
Fire says, when playing rock, paper, scissors, do you have any plan in choosing what you pick? Does it depend on the person you're playing against, or does it random pick every time? I tell the person that I'm picking rock every time, and then I let them decipher how they want to decipher that, and then I pick rock.
Oh, I just throw something. Never
put the ball into their court.
I've never put any thought into rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, I always tell the person I'm picking rock.
Like for me, like as the rock, paper, and like as the third one's coming down, that's when I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I never put any thought into it.
I throw something out. It's like that
random bullshit go.
Carlos from Lit says, what is the best way to support you guys considering all the options that are available? YouTube member, Twitch subs, merch, etc.
I'll be totally honest.
Yes.
Probably GG Easy and probably Patreon. We get as a lot of people know already, Twitch takes out a nice cut from us. We do get ad stuff from Twitch, which is nice, but I think for most of us, Twitch is not the most sustainable income.
No, I mean, this podcast, thank God for you guys and the podcast, because like it has turned into something that like I didn't really expect it to kind of turn into in terms of like monetary support type of thing. But it has. So I mean, I'd say like all the above, honestly, like whichever you want to do, whichever you prefer. Like if you like the content merch, that buying that, following that, and telling your friends about it is awesome. Watching Mr. Fruit's YouTube videos, like I can't really pick anything specifically because the fact anybody wants to watch anything that we do,
for sure,
whether it's 100,000 people watching it or 100 people watching my stream, like it doesn't really matter which one you choose as long as you just want to support us. Like it means a lot.
I think for me, like if someone's like, okay, well, like what's like the most optimal way to support? And so I'm like, if you want to like if you want the most of the money on this platform to go to us, then that would be like the GGD Patreon or but like any way to support us is like perfectly like if you're a Twitch sub, shout out Twitch subs. You guys don't get ads, but I still get the ad revenue. Shout out, you guys are wicked. YouTube with Fruit, right? Like that's YouTube. That's Mr. Fruit's baby right there. Y'all show up. Great. If you don't have monetary support, right? Like even just watching anything of ours is like that's more than enough.
With
So
no
like
ad
don't
block.
feel like no ad block. Thank you for
Otherwise,
Yeah.
6-0.
but yeah, like just watching us. If you want to support monetarily, you got a million avenues and they're all great. If you feel like you don't support us enough, then never think that. We have this because of you. So you just watching is more than enough. Mr. Fruit, what do you think?
Most optimal technically is usually merch, but that's also few and farther between. Otherwise, yeah, it's like ironically,
Pick your
YouTube
poison.
member, they take the same amount of cut. I think. No, actually, no. I think we get 70-30. The YouTube
Merch
member is
drops
actually
are-
better than Twitch.
Yeah. For sure.
If you just watch YouTube videos, ironically, I think if you're a YouTube premium member in the long
Like
run,
Red or whatever.
or YouTube Red, or I think it's premium now.
Um,
In the long run, that actually usually helps the most. But otherwise, the best ratio, whatever, is usually merch. But that's
It's few and far between.
yeah. So otherwise,
If you want, like,
literally anything else, it's whatever you.
If you want like an optimal, if you want to like what is the optimal ratio to go to the dream team, that would be the Patreon.
Agreed. Whittle says, Rob, have you released your asparagus review yet? I have not.
Yo, I don't know
I
how you
haven't.
felt about your stinky piss.
I mean, it was good. Like I had asparagus that one
Hell
time
yeah,
a
you had
long
some
time
good
ago with
stinky
a
piss.
HelloFresh
Hell
meal, and it
yeah,
was good.
hell yeah.
I did cook a HelloFresh meal, some pork tenderloin with couscous last night. The couscous was a little hard though. I messed up the couscous a little bit, but it was still edible.
Wait, you got more
That's all that matters.
HelloFresh?
No, I mean we pay for it. Like we.
That shit bangs so hard. See, they paid us to do.
No, you're thinking Factor, right? You're thinking Factor.
Was it Hello?
I
Oh
do
yes,
Factor.
Factor. I'm sorry.
I eat Factor every
Factor's
day. Still,
got us,
I'll be honest.
See, Factor's got it. They're like, they paid us to do that, and they're like, got him, boys.
Yeah,
Got
Factor.
him. Factor fucks so hard.
They were actually doing it just to get us.
So expensive.
worked.
They got us. This shit's so expensive.
The Milkman says, long-time listener, first-time caller. Just want to say thank you guys for this podcast. You helped me get through a breakup that was hard to get through, and the GG Over Easy podcast was about the only thing that kept me going at work. Now, my question: do you have any obscure / funny laws? For instance, my state, it's illegal to run over a goose, and you have to stop to let them cross, even if it's entire gaggle. I don't think that's funny. I think that's nice because we shouldn't hit geese.
I agree.
I always stop.
Yeah, but slight problem is accident happens, you'd be liable.
Well, the geese didn't get hit, so it's okay.
I agree.
Well, I'm gonna assume the person rear-ended me. I'm not gonna rear-end the person because they stopped for geese because I see the geese as well. I'm present driver. You know what I mean?
Texas is so ass backwards, bro. If I told you an obscure
just
dumb law, I would be like,
close your eyes and.
Well, let's talk about the human rights violations first of all. I mean,
I can't even like think of like a funny or obscure law here because I don't even like think about it. I guess you have to pay taxes here. That's a funny law.
We have so many ass backwards laws in Texas. I couldn't give you a funny one. Like I'd be like, nope, just too many bad ones on my mind. The first run here. So, was there anything in Colorado that's like?
No,
not that I can just think of. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
like,
not
that's
that
a
I
little
know
silly.
off the top of my head. No, I don't know. Fenrir says, I think you guys have watched Darling in the Franxx, and I was wondering what your thoughts are on it. I bet it's been a while since you been a while, but give me what you got. I'm rewatching it right now, and man, this show is peak media. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Darling in the Franxx. I loved it. Now I don't.
What was the question? What about Dawn and the
You just like it? Like,
Oh yeah. I was looking it up. There are a couple in Colorado. There's a list here.
oh, okay.
Tall dandelions and other weeds are banned in Pueblo. In Boulder,
They can't even grow there.
it's permitted to insult, taunt, or challenge police officers until they ask you to stop.
Oh, so you can do it? You could be like, hey, fucking
Yeah, but
idiot.
then if they ask you to stop and you keep going, it's
hey,
illegal.
yo, pig! And then they're like, hey, stop. You're like, all right, yo.
Oh, I totally forgot about this one. I didn't even remember. I just, yeah. You can't buy cars on Sunday.
That is true. I remember going into the Tesla shop with my dad on a Sunday, and he was asking the guy questions. He's like, "Sir, it's Sunday, so like I can't tell you."
Weird.
I forget why that is, but there is a reason why you can't do that. It has to do something with like church, I think.
You can't drink and drive a horse in Boulder.
I know you can't be inebriated and ride those scooters. I know you can get a DUI for that.
I guess that's technically.
Or it's not a DUI, it's like DWI or something like that.
Public use of catapults, blowguns, slingshots, and the throwing of snowballs are unlawful in Aspen.
Rich people, they don't want you throwing snowballs. They're having fun.
And Logan County prohibits kissing sleeping women. So
Based.
Based. Yeah, so do you guys like Darling in the Franxx?
Yeah.
I like it, but I used to love it.
Crystal says, with all the shows out recently, is Umbrella Academy on your watch list? What do you think of the new season? And if you watched it, I highly recommend it.
I watched The Boys.
Yeah, I watched the first, I think, 4 episodes. It's good. I like the show.
It seems like it would be on my list of things I would want to watch, but I just never. There's so much media, man. I can't consume it all. I just I pick and choose. Like I have to really be zoned into something for me to watch it now. Like I don't just be like, I'll try it.
I've been picking away at it because we've also slowly. I'm still only like 5 episodes into this new Stranger Things season. There's just been so much stuff to watch, and
I found this really funny meme, and it says like, "Look what you learned from all these animes," and it's like Deku, and it's like, "Always give your 100%," and then it's like some person, and it's like, "Never lose hope," and then it's the One Piece character, and it's like, "The world's largest military is nothing more than a personal guard for the billionaire class. They will commit genocide in order to enact a brutal hierarchy and use propaganda to justify their endless wars. Our only hope is to join together in the working class revolution to reclaim our freedom." And then like the other one's like volleyball. Like
IQ, dude.
Carson says, I was wondering what your opinions are on sports betting, or if you ever do it. Also, I'm going into CU Boulder this year as a freshman, so fuck the Rams. All right. Well, you must be from California and not from Colorado if you're going to CU.
Damn,
well, and also have fun paying, I believe, $20,000 more for the same education that I received in Colorado. That's like, I remember that everybody in high school was like, are you going to CU or CSU? And if you said CSU, it was like, oh, you probably weren't smart enough to get into CU. It's like, no, I was. I just am smart enough to not want to pay $20,000 more to be in the same state that I'm already in. I like sports betting if you're not like Ethan about it. And I mean by that, Christian. I sports bet for football. When football season's around, that's when I kind of dabble. But other than that, I have actually gotten into a what's the word I'm looking for? A bad spot with sports gambling. Not like that, but I just got to this point where it was the pandemic, and you remember when the NHL had like their pandemic games? And I was seeing like all these like over bets, and it was basically like 5.5 or 6 goals over under. And I was like, when's the last time I watched a hockey game and there was even more than just 2 goals? Like the goalie covers up half the goal. So I remember I started with like $100 and I put like 100 on the under and then it hit. 100 on the next under and it hit. Under on the next one and it hit and hit. And I got up to like, no lie, this was like when it like first started sports betting. I got up to like $2,000 and that's when I was like, big one here. I put like $1,000 on the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Blackhawks under. And that under was blown up in like the first period. Like it was like -6.5. And I was like, oh my God. I was like 6.5 goals. That's never happening. And it was like it was like 3-4 at the end of the first period. And that's when I was like, all right, cash out. But I haven't done a sports bet, I think, since the Super Bowl.
I've never sports bet. I think it's all right. I think there needs to be some more careful regulations, though, and better education, especially regulations too around influencers and what they're able to say and peddle. And
I don't get why influencers get the brunt of it, but ESPN doesn't get shit for it. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing. The regulations.
Okay, you're saying
like across the board, like it doesn't matter. Whoever is sitting there telling you,
like, FanDuel has this, like, whatever you think they're.
Well, that's what, like, I'm specifically talking to, though. There are people, especially like influencers and stuff, who will have links, whatever, and say, hey, do this. Here's what I've been doing. And the thing is, like, they can straight up just lie to you and tell you things they've done, and there are currently like no regulations against it and stuff. So I just think it's too easy to sports bet right now without people fully realizing that it's complete gambling. So
it is.
You need to be aware. And
because I have friends.
If you want to do that, that's your money. Like
I have friends that are deep into that. Like they'll be betting on like Icelandic ping pong going on. You know what I mean? Like they're crazy.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way too. I know probably near like 5 to 8 people in my life, or near that sports bet. They're all negative.
Like
nobody. No one's positive.
Hey, and throw me in that negative category, Christian. You now know 9.
It's 9. Yeah.
You now know 9.
So keep that in mind.
I also do like sports betting with like fantasy football and stuff. I think that one is more so fun. Like if you have a fantasy football league and do that sort of sports betting, because it's more so like long-term kind of betting, rather than just like.
Well, that's like friendly wager stuff too. Like that's
it
feels a little different.
Pop says, "Hey Rob, I have a real serious question here. A major home run question. Do it jiggle jiggle."
What?
Why is that directed towards me? Like I'm supposed to know what that means.
Why don't you know, Rob?
I don't.
Why don't you know?
Hey Rob, I got a serious one here for you today. A major home run question. Do it jiggle jiggle.
Do you not know what that means?
No, I don't. Dude. Should I know what this means? Do you guys know what it means?
Next question. I know what it means? That's embarrassing.
Yeah, come on. I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay.
You either know if it do it jiggle jiggle or you don't.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess it don't.
You don't.
Yours don't. That's true.
Ezra says, what in y'all's opinion is the best way to budget things like groceries when you are in a new place and don't have much financial freedom? Whew.
Oh, stop buying bottled water. You can get like those big refillable fucking drums of water. Super cheap. Bottled water is nice and I buy it, but like if you want to save a little bit, those big drums of water that you could go refill at we have HEBs here. There's like refillable water stations. You could just go refill them for like really cheap. So, those big drums, very, very surprisingly good.
I'm trying to think like when I was in college.
Well, it was how much money do I have in a month?
Yeah, don't buy brand name stuff when you can get generic stuff that is nearly as good, if not some generic stuff straight up better than brand name stuff.
I will say this, downloading your favorite fast food app is definitely a super omega hack. If you're like me and you crumple up receipts and just throw them in your car when you get your food, start saving those,
Use
because
those.
Taco
Yes.
Bell, like, you scan the little barcode on there and they'll give you points. I literally had, I think, like over like 15 receipts that I found in my car, and I was able to scan those, and I got like up to like 4 free bean burritos that I can redeem at some point in my life. So whenever I'm kind of just want a little snack, I've entirely cut out DoorDash and stuff like that. I go and get the food now. Like, no more doing that. So like, if I'm hungry, I go and get the food now.
Also, if you have the option, buying in bulk, incredibly cost efficient.
Yeah.
They
It
can
may
All
be-
not
you have
seem
to
it like
do,
at it in the moment, but it is.
but it's super, like, especially Costco, like you just buy in bulk. Obviously, you're like, I'm never gonna eat all this, but it's like, if you get like non-perishable stuff that you eventually eat, right? As long as you eventually eat it,
Yeah.
you just save a lot of money. And like, I think especially like like individually portioned stuff is more expensive because of the packaging. Whereas like if you bought like a family meal of something from like a free buck you just saved, like warm it up. That's some good food. Throw it in the fridge for later, leftovers. That's another
Um,
extra meal. Oh, you know what I lived on in college? Is Little Caesars, baby.
Little C.
Little Caesars.
I love me some Little
it's
C's.
cardboard, but it's cheap cardboard.
Hey, that's two free meals for me.
$5 biggie bag at Wendy's right now, I feel like, is the hack that people are missing.
100%. No,
$5.
the McDonald's dollar menu.
Dude,
That
are they even $1 anymore?
No, they don't have a dollar. They don't have a true dollar menu anymore. Dude, when the McDouble was 119,
Oof,
world peace, world
true.
peace,
I remember,
world.
well, I was telling my parents this, or my mom, because I was in a drive-thru. I was on the phone with her. In high school, I used to get two McDoubles and 2 McSpicies and a large fry.
Yep,
That was like $7.
yep,
I got that the other day, and it was like $13.50.
yep. Because the McDoubles are like 250 now.
Yeah, it was insane. I was like appalled.
We were so close to having world peace back when the McDouble
We were
was
this
close to
close.
$1. We were this close to having. We're this close.
What is that from?
Yeah, that's the Star Wars Rogue One. We were this
Oh,
close.
that's right. Yeah.
And then the Taco Bell's dollar menu used to be way more goated too.
Yeah.
Now it's like a fucking cheesy roll up for 109. I can make that at home. Back then it was like I could get a bean burrito, I could get a bean and rice burrito, I could get a crunchy taco, fucking
The Taco Bell does have
inflation.
the Taco Bell the app has this exclusive online order that you can do, and it's like a $5 cravings thing that you can make yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
good.
that thing kind of bangs, and it's like a lot of food for pretty cheap.
You know what they have as well is that absurdly, like, genuinely great deal is like that taco a day subscription thing,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's genuinely like really cheap.
Yeah,
Tacos a
if you
day.
break it down in the sense, like, if it's a $10 a month thing and you get a free taco every day, one taco costs
Yeah, it's like
80
genuinely really cheap.
cents.
Me and Rob were just going off on our college experience. Meanwhile, Fruit's like, yeah, guys, Fruit, go.
I
We haven't
mean,
even let you talk.
my advice isn't fast food; it's grocery store.
Yeah.
I would just break it down weekly. Like, I think back in the day it was everywhere. Like $350 for groceries for a month. To break that down, it's like $80 a week. And then what does $80 get you? You'd be surprised, not much. But then if you break it down, and you start looking like, yeah, you can't get a lot of individual stuff, but you got to look at what's almost always you're not going to go for perishables,
Mhm.
unfortunately, because those like fruits, veggies, unfortunately, they shelf life.
And if you're gonna get fruits and veggies,
freeze
get
'em.
frozen.
Or like even bread. You get bread, freeze it if you're not going to immediately use it. You'd be surprised how long bread can last frozen.
I can't do frozen bread. I refuse.
I hate it when my parents froze the bread. I'm not eating that shit.
I still hate it. Yeah, I'm not eating that fucking shit.
It's like wet and soggy, when they
Nah, I'm good. Nope.
How
I'm
do they
good.
freeze it?
I'm not.
Um,
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it's frozen, correct? So when it
And it just dries
unfreezes,
out.
where does the water go? Into the bread.
What should we call it? For me, I'm gonna be honest. But some, at least for me, that I could have eaten about every day was literally just top ramen and red hot. Beef top ramen, red hot. That's at least a meal every day.
I remember
That's pretty cheap.
being in college. I used to live on like $20 a week, and I think because that doesn't include like with the $20. I did get one meal at CSU, one meal a day because I picked the cheapest meal plan possible. So 7-Eleven taquitos are pretty slept on as well, and you can get a like 4-pack for like $4. May get the runs but duns, but it's worth it.
Also, this one's a lot less likely, but if you have a restaurant supply store somewhere near you, and you somehow find or know somebody that has a membership there, because you can't, not everybody can get
Restaurant
one there.
supply.
Yeah, there's one here actually out in like Denver that I've been to, and I knew somebody had a membership, so I went with them. Brother, you're eating good. I went there like 3 years ago. I'm still using peanut butter I got there. They sell them in like giant tin cans, and that giant tin can was cheaper than like the smallest peanut butter jar you find at the grocery store. It was like 2 pounds of peanut butter for like $3. So if you can somehow find somebody there, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of weird stuff and like utensils and blah blah blah, but you get some stuff like that or like vanilla extract. I haven't run to that in 3 years. I use it for my French toast every day. It was like $2, and it was like a liter,
a gallon drum.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can somehow find something for that, you could go there, and there are some things there that real cheap.
Last question here from Fruit. Says, would you guys like to dedicate either a full episode or portion of an episode to talk about dating advice or dating experiences that you've had? I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I didn't date a lot until like, I mean,
I didn't date. I broke hearts.
I think I had like maybe 3 girlfriends. My like actually like, hey, you want to be like my girlfriend? And then like, I feel like you get more so like all my dating experience is like high school, and like you don't want like advice from what a high school relationship sounds like. Like most people that have sound relationships advice did a lot of their dating in like their 20s and stuff. Thankfully Sydney took me in, so sure, I mean one day I'm sure I can bring some light into the dating thing, but not a ton.
Yeah, in today's dating scene too, if you're out of school,
different.
I have no advice for you because I don't know
Yeah,
what that's
it's
like.
so different than whatever it was when we were single.
Like I've never had to use a dating app, so
I had to. I mean, I didn't
have
have to. I did for a little bit, and it is just the most superficial and awful thing in the world, and just makes you feel like shit about yourself constantly.
So yeah, I probably don't have great
swipe right on me.
Relationship advice and how to foster one, probably a little better, but dating advice and getting out there or finding people, but I got nothing for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Like date. The hardest thing is like, how do you approach them? It's like I don't know. Like Sydney approached me.
Dating advice or dating experience. I've never really dated. When I said dating earlier, it was more like, hey, we should like do this together type beat. It was never like that. I don't know. I've never been the type to date. I tried for a little bit and I was like, whatever comes to me. If it happens, it happens. I'm not like,
yeah.
pushing.
And I think that's the
myself
best way to
there.
go about it. But like in today's age, it's like I don't know if you really meet people that way if you don't do like the whole dating app type of thing now. Cause like unless you like put yourself out there at like a bar or like a thing, I truly have no idea what that looks like.
I don't know. Like getting to know new people. is important, but you shouldn't go into something expecting to get a relationship or expecting to like from the date expecting to have something long term, because I feel like to get to know that person, just doing it off of a couple dates is like honestly like really archaic in my opinion. I feel like getting to I don't know. That's such a hard question because like everything is like it's different for everybody. So I wouldn't have good dating advice, mostly because I don't really date. I just vibe, let it ride. I happen to be here, wicked.
Well, that'll do it for the Q&A portion of this podcast, which means episode 140.
One.
What?
The palindrome episode.
That's right. That's right. The race car episode is finally coming to a close. We appreciate you guys all watching, listening, liking, reviewing the podcast. Once again, this podcast doesn't exist without you guys. So thank you to all our listeners, all the stands here listening live. If you ever want to listen live to the podcast and have access early to the podcast with no ads, make sure you guys click on the Patreon link in the description, become a $5 Patreon sub, and yeah, join an awesome community. Last night, I actually talked to some people in the Discord because they were talking about new keyboards, and some I think his name is Addy, was a super wizard when it comes to computers and keyboards, and I might be getting one from him, maybe.
Look at that.
So,
bringing people
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Join Patreon to find the love of your life. There you go. That's
There you go. Maybe you
dating advice for you.
All of a sudden, it's just people joining.
That's
like,
don't. Wait.
The ratio, guys.
Thank you, everybody. We stand you when we love you, and we'll talk to you next week. Deuces.